So, my markers just came in. They are a belated birthday gift. So, yeah, I wasn't planning on them coming in today. But I think we should do some like an unboxing and all that good jazz. So, sorry for the orientation like this. Don't worry, it's gonna shift after this little segment once we get this going. I'm excited. Bet. I'm so hyped for these. Okay, hello. It has been a very long time since I've addressed this box in that previous segment to now. I've been busy. Hello, I miss you all. You all are beautiful people. Hopefully you're enjoying this beautiful day, whatever day this gets posted. Anyways, in this box right here is the Ohuhu Honolulu B alcohol-based markers. I got the 120 set with 120 different colors. Let's do a quick unboxing and then we'll go from there. Okay, so this is the case. It has like a little carrying strap. Who knows if I'm ever going to use this? I say that now, but who knows? When we open it up, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful colors. So many colors. A lot of these are very pastel based. Does not look like I'm going to be using them, but who knows? I say that now, but you know, we never know what we're going to create until we're creating. Within this thing, are these in little segments or is this all one piece? Ah, okay, so it's like a cubby within a cubby thing. And then on the side, we have, what is this? If you're coloring on thin paper, please put this pad between your coloring sheets to prevent any bleed through, and please ensure the marker is properly capped after use to prevent it from drying up. That's cool. That's cool. So it's like a little buffer page kind of sort of thing. And then, what is this? Oh, various languages. It has like the color swatches, tells you about it, and all the various other ones. And wow, it's like a little info thing. It tells you different brush nibs and stuff like that. What else is here? Okay, and it tells you about the Honolulu series. So what I have, and I'll show y'all, is right here. See if it'll focus. The Honolulu B series. We have the fine tip and we have the brush tip. Like that. If you look, it's the brush, and then we have the fine tip right here. I think you shake these up before you start using them. But yeah, so there we are. And for my first piece is actually for my daily drawing prompt book right here. I say it's daily drawing prompt, but it's literally just 200 drawing prompt. It is going to be for the conch shell, which the only thing I can think of is the magic conch from SpongeBob. So I grabbed the still of SpongeBob listening to the conch for an answer. We're going to go ahead and recreate this piece using the Honolulu B series markers. So let's go ahead and get to it. Oh, oops. Also, teehee, I did find the swatch sheet. I was looking for this and it was just further tucked down in here. So yeah, you essentially will grab the marker, color swatch, so that way you know what it looks like on white paper. I will say in my other alcohol-based markers, actually acrylic-based, sorry, that I got from Shuttle Art, they had one for white paper and they had it for black paper, so that way you can see what the colors look like on the respective papers. But I think I can remedy that if I just grab a black sheet of paper and duplicate this over there. But for now, let's go ahead and do the color swatch, and then we're going to work on here. That way we can see what markers are good and what markers might have some drying issues and stuff like that, and see if we can find like a sister marker, or if we have to kind of just cut our losses there, and then I can contact Ohuhu and go from there. So let's get started on this.
Okay, so the hardest part for me is finding the marker because these aren't in order, and I was searching for such a long time to find the first one, and I could take off the color, but since I'm creating the swatch, I spent a very long time figuring out which one was for what. But once we got into the hang of it, we just started going color by color by color.
Okay, so I have been on the phone for a hot minute. It's been 16 minutes and I've gotten this much out of this done. We're not doing too bad. I'm trying to figure out if it's going like this or if it's going like this. I am assuming it's going from left to right, right? Correct? Because the colors flow better. Anyways, let's continue this watching series and see how long it's going to take for me to finish this. I'm gonna say probably like 45 minutes, dear God. Okay. Back to the time lapse.
You know, it doesn't seem like it would take as long as it does to do a swatch, but when they're not in order and you're having to put them in order and search for them, it took, I think, 45 minutes. But it was satisfying watching this fill up, especially looking back at it when I'm editing this and seeing it just fill up box by box. That's really cool. And I also wanted to keep them in order, so I just placed them on the table. But back to Past Me.
Okay, so we finally finished this. It took forever. It took like 40 something minutes, and I have finished both color swatches. And so now I'm gonna have to put all these back in the case, but do it in the proper order. So I'm thinking about going from bottom to top and have them in the color swatch order so they're just not randomly in there. So let's go ahead and get that, and I'll be back. Okay, so this doesn't fit 6 in a row, which kind of sucks. And that's going to be annoying to try to refill. So we're going to have to just kind of put them in the sections and hope for the best. So let's just finish this. I see why people get those organizers. They sell them, but this kind of sucks. But we'll just get this going in the section and go from there.
Okay, so I did put this in order, but after this video was completely done, my nieces and nephew and my brother came up and I let them use my markers and they didn't put them back in order. So all of this is like the only shot I have of them all nice and pretty and in order. I will be in the organizer once I move. That way I can have them in the proper place, because maybe until I use them more often, I can recall where they are by looking at the swatch sheet and seeing it displayed. Oh, here's a top view. That was kind of satisfying, right? Back to Past Me. Okay, so I'm gonna have a whole short segment for this about the art and the fun fact and stuff like that. That's what I usually do for these 200 drawing prompts. But let me talk to you about how I felt these markers went down. I've used a few alcohol-based markers in the past. I've never used Ohuhu, and based upon this paper, and this is probably a very rudimentary paper, it actually went on very smooth. The colors blended very well, and for someone that was trying to achieve a cell animated painted replication, I thought I did pretty solid. The colors did very well. They're very vibrant, and even though I don't use a lot of pinks and purples in my art usually, and yellow is the bane of my existence, I think it was really well. I granted do have 120 colors to pick from, but even if you didn't, I would say that you can get away with doing a pretty decent job blending. This is the Honolulu Series B 120 pack. Now, I will say that the colors that were darker were really solid, and the ones that were really good. So back to Past Me.
All right, so I have finished this piece. Let's take off the clip. Ooh. Yep. Let's see how bad, the moment of truth, how bad did this bleed through? Surprisingly not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm glad this was what it is. This sucks that it bled through though. I wonder, and this is something I'm trying to think of. I'm sorry, baby. I wonder, as far as this drawing prompt book goes, so it's literally just a sketchbook. It's not meant for probably any of the, how can I put this? Actually, I realized I should have did this, but I could just keep it like that. I don't think it's a multimedia. I think it's literally just meant to be a sketchbook with maybe some ink. But I wonder if I do another piece with these markers in this book, if I prep the back to do like a painting. So for example, I might do the next one, which is Great White Shark Teeth, and I've already sketched out a little bit. I'm gonna try to do homage to the Jaws thing. I low-key might end up fixing it, but anyways, I wonder if I prep the next page as a painting page, will the marker still show through? It shouldn't though, because it's gonna have gesso on it. So that's something I'm gonna have to mess around with, and it'll be a short. Hello, I have to interrupt myself. let's see how this turns out once I gesso the back and put a small clip in of this piece being done with the markers and see how the bleed through is. Okay, so this is a segment that's going to be interrupting my own self on earlier. So yeah. Hi, future me. Here's the back of the paper that I prepped with gesso to see if it would bleed through, and it did bleed through a little bit on this side here, and that was with a layer of gesso. You can still see it very well through with the marker work on it. I'll show you the piece. I was very heavy with the blues for the ocean and everything like that, but yeah, it's a sketchbook. The markers themselves, I won't know how they work on the bleed through aspect, but they did blend a little bit better than what I thought they were going to. Obviously you saw that one and this one, but yeah, so at least for the sketchbook, I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to work on a next piece unless I'm painting on it, because that could be the only way that I can get away with that. Also, like, I probably need to put down that protector that it came with to protect the following pages. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to paint this one. Probably gonna have to paint this one, so that way I can cover that up. But luckily this one and the next one, well, at least this one is a nautical theme. This one is not, so yeah, not like the full video, but hopefully you enjoyed this piece here. Like, I thought I did pretty good. The colors did really well. The only thing I was kind of torn between, and especially with this camera here, is that SpongeBob looks solid for the painting vibe I was going for, but the conch, I feel like there's just a color that I was trying to fight with, trying to get this here to be more, how can I put it? I wanted it to have a little bit more purples to it without going too dark. Like, maybe I could have did like a blue purple here, maybe, and then I guess I could have used for the, oh, please hold, let me fix that part real quick. Okay, now I'm satisfied with this. I know myself. I will keep working this until it's a hot mess. Color bled through wise, this is what the back looks like. This was prepped with gesso, but there's no paint on it. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is prep the back of this one to obviously paint that next one to see if I can maybe save face. Overall, my thoughts on the Ohuhu Honolulu B series, and this I think had a pretty decent spread. I didn't use a lot of reds, and yeah, I didn't use a lot of reds, a lot of blues. Green's my worst enemy, yellow's my worst enemy. I obviously will pick different stuff to work on. I'm impressed, and I think I will like it a lot more. My downside, obviously it's not meant to be organized here, but as you saw throughout the video, I was kind of fighting to find these, and that's coming down for like my personal battles and stuff. But I wish I would have grabbed the organizer, or I could probably try to find something I can make it or something like that. It just depends on how much it's going to cost, because if it's going to cost about the same thing as the organizer, I'll probably just end up buying it. For on the go though, this is nice. I think I'll keep this setup until I get in a more permanent place. Obviously shelves and stuff like that's gonna be a whole thing, but yeah, I like it. I can find my stuff relatively easy, especially now that I color coded all of it together. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is end this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I do have a lot of art. I've said this in the past, but I do have a lot of videos in the pipeline. This part where most people would have clicked off, but if you're still here, just look forward to that. Work is going to be getting back into play, so I have a little bit of time to try to grind out as much as I can to have these things rolling out, and hopefully I can give y'all some stuff to watch, because I know my production and rollout has severely slowed down. I've done a lot of art, but my rollout has been pretty much at a halt on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. The other channels are Agent 00 Sonic Behind the Scenes. That's where just random clips that I throw, and unboxing and things that don't fit in this art channel. Agent 00 Sonic Shorts, that has been primarily this big art piece thing going on. In the video in the corner will be the very long 1 through 100 review. Check that out if you want to see that. Or if you want to watch the shorts and just keep scrolling, that's also good too for the algorithm on my shorts channel. You can watch individual ones there or a playlist that's in the description box below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Peace, love, and hot sauce, and I will see y'all in the next video.